My brother-in-law's girlfriend disregarded my allergies, so I banned her from my home.
I'm disregarding you from my presence, lady.
Got him. Now I have a pretty severe dairy allergy. I break out in hives, struggle to breathe, and have to carry 2 EpiPens with me everywhere. Dang. If I get any dairy in my system, I will end up in the emergency room.
Wow.
That's intense.
I've never heard of a dairy allergy so extreme.
Me either. My in-laws know this and have been extremely accommodating since my fiance and I started dating 5 years ago. When we moved in together 2 years ago, we set strict rules for our home because of my allergy. The big one is that no one is allowed to bring anything that contains dairy into our house ever, no matter what. By the way, this comes from Investigator Hour 2911, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. But on to the current story. My brother-in-law started dating his girlfriend a year and a half ago. They came to visit us together for the first time a year ago. My fiance made sure my brother-in-law explained my allergy to his girlfriend and our no dairy rule. 2 days into their stay, she bought dairy products and cooked lunch for herself when we weren't home. I ended up in the ER because of cross-contamination. She apologized and explained she hadn't understood how serious the allergy was. We managed to put the situation behind us since both my fiance and I currently have and want to keep a good relationship with my brother-in-law. The two of them came for a second visit 9 months ago. We had a video call with brother-in-law and his girlfriend before the trip to make sure that they understood the severity of my allergy and how serious we are about the no dairy rule. During their second trip, I was taking out the trash and I found candy bar wrappers and an empty milkshake container in the guest room trash, the room she was staying in. Even after she saw how serious my allergy is and how I ended up in the ER, she brought dairy into our house. I confronted her when they got back. She and brother-in-law had a huge fight. Brother-in-law went through her stuff and threw out everything she had with dairy. Oh, she had even more stuff?
Wow.
We punted out his girlfriend. Brother-in-law stayed for the rest of the planned trip. Brother-in-law and his girlfriend worked out the relationship after the trip, and they're still together. Since the second trip, brother-in-law has come alone since I don't trust his girlfriend in our house. Well, brother-in-law is planning a new trip to visit us, and his girlfriend wants to come too. At first, we just said, no, we don't trust her. But since we know this is important to brother-in-law, we came up with what we believe is a good compromise, which is as follows. She can come and stay at our place, but we will look through her bags every time she comes back to our place. And if she didn't accept that, she can stay at a hotel or stay at home. Now I'm being called an a-hole for treating her like a criminal and that checking her bag is an invasion of privacy. So am I the a-hole for demanding to go through her bag if she's staying at my house? And there is an update. I think that the situation is like J. Cole. We shouldn't have even put this out in the first place. We shouldn't have even laid down the offer of, oh, hey, just come over and we'll check your bag. Cause it like, then she's like offended and it's like putting extra work on you. And it's like all this stuff. Just don't do it in the first place.
Yeah, I would just ban her. I'd be like, you already tried to send me to the hospital. You sent me once, try to do it again.
Yeah.
This isn't like a 3 strikes you're out thing. I'm going to do 2 strikes.
Yep.
I'm going to do, when I tell you straight up to your face that I have an extreme allergy to dairy and you continue to bring it into my house after telling you once, you can't come back. Sorry. Once you understand how extreme it is and you still disregard it, you're banned. You're banned from my house. Get out.
I didn't plan on writing this update, okay? Especially not so soon, but a lot happened in just one day. But first, I want to clear up some misconceptions about the second visit to our home. I did not get sick from brother-in-law's girlfriend having candy bars and a milkshake cup in the trash or some candy bars in her bag. That wasn't the problem. The issue was that while knowing our no dairy house rule, having not only seen but also been responsible for me going into anaphylaxis, I hope I said that right, and having gotten an in-depth explanation of my allergy and why it's so important for us to keep the home dairy-free, she still brought my known allergen into my house, my safe space. Now, this is why we fought with her and punted her out of the house. So on to the update. After the first 500 or so comments telling me I'm an idiot for considering letting this woman who is a danger to my health back inside my house, I realized I was listening way too much to the part of me who just wanted to keep the peace and was downplaying the seriousness of the past incidents in my mind.
Which I think is also fair because like you're mostly concerned. You don't really care how she feels. You're worried about maintaining your relationship with your brother-in-law.
Yes.
And it seems like your brother-in-law also understood right away that that was super messed up and not okay.
I kept thinking the first time she might not have known how serious my allergy was and it was just an accident. Since I didn't get sick the second time she brought dairy into my home, I was exaggerating how bad it was. I know it sounds insane, but after dealing with people who don't take allergies seriously for years, I've gotten used to apologizing and even downplaying my allergy for others. I sat down with my fiance and discussed the whole situation. He explained how he doesn't want brother-in-law's girlfriend back in our home. But since I was willing to give her another chance and it was my health affected by her previous actions, he felt that I should be the one to make the decision. W partner. He ended up texting brother-in-law, telling him our original no answer stance, that he is welcome to stay with us, but she is not allowed in our house, especially since she hasn't even apologized for breaking our rule again after it sent me to the ER the first time they visited. I'm his family, and my health and well-being are more important to him than brother-in-law just visiting. I wasn't here for this part, but this is what my fiance told me happened. After he sent that message, brother-in-law called him and they talked. Turns out brother-in-law's girlfriend had told him that she had reached out after their second trip, that we talked and I forgave her, but wasn't ready to have her back in my house just yet. She asked him to come with every time he has visited us. Brother-in-law always told her no, and that she would only be allowed to come when I told him I was ready to have her back in my house. He only asked if she could come since it had been 9 months, and as far as he knew, I had forgiven her. According to my fiance, brother-in-law was extremely apologetic. I haven't had time to talk with him directly yet, but we planned a video chat to get everything worked out tomorrow. We need to communicate, see what's going on. The reason my brother-in-law didn't ask me directly about the situation and believed his girlfriend is because he is aware how traumatic an allergic reaction is to me, and that I hate to talk about it after since I can't stand reliving the situation. If anyone is interested, I can post a second update after I talk to brother-in-law tomorrow, and hopefully we have a final conclusion to this whole thing. And wouldn't you freaking know it? We have another update. We have the answer.
You sent me to the hospital, and then you prove that you don't really care. So you're not coming back, because I won't go to the hospital twice for you.
Big facts. Big facts. Yeah. Don't bring her back. Just let her. And hopefully brother-in-law sees we could have a breakup.
I hope so. Brother-in-law should be breaking up with this girl. She sounds like she sucks.
There's only one way to find out. So I've talked to my brother-in-law. We had a long and emotional conversation. I won't post it all here since some stuff we discussed is personal, but I wanted to update you guys. To start, brother-in-law kept apologizing and saying he should have checked with us, not just believed his girlfriend, or now ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Yes.
Because she's now his wife.
No. Oh my God. Oh my God. The jolt that went through my heart when you said that.
He went on to explain how the reason he wanted to talk with me today instead of yesterday after the call with my fiance was because he felt like he already failed us for believing his girlfriend. We do not agree with this at all and do not blame him. So he wanted to show us how truly remorseful of everything that has happened, not just say the words, but show it through actions. After the call with my fiance, he confronted his ex. Ex tried to convince him that I was lying and trying to ruin their relationship. That didn't work, so she tried to manipulate him with tears. Brother-in-law explained it as now he has fully seen all of her crazy behavior. He immediately saw how manipulative she is. A lot more happened, but I won't go into detail since it isn't my story, but it's brother-in-law's.
That's so thoughtful. Yes.
Yes.
I wish you would tell us the story, though.
The end result is he broke up with her.
Let's go.
He also told us more that we didn't know, including how they actually broke up after the second time they had visited us. So this wasn't even the first time they'd broken up.
Yes.
He didn't want to be with someone who clearly didn't care about people in his life by putting someone in danger. He explained that they were broken up for about 2 months and only got back together after she sent him a message saying she had reached out to me and we had worked things out because she felt awful, but didn't expect anything from him. Now it is clear that it was just manipulation to get back together with him. More we didn't know is also that brother-in-law hasn't been happy where he currently lives for the last year or so. And one of the reasons he often comes to visit us is because he has been considering moving to our area. So I have a feeling that she has been doing all of this crazy stuff in hopes that we would blame brother-in-law, and if we were mad or low contact with him, he wouldn't want to move. because why is she bringing the milkshake and everything else like that? I think that's it.
Oh my God.
That's she is literally willing to put OP in the hospital
Yeah.
to manipulate her partner into staying in the same city. That's terrifying. Brother-in-law also sent out a message to their extended family explaining the whole situation in case she reaches out to the family, and this way I won't have to relive the trauma surrounding an allergic reaction to explain what is going on. I also told brother-in-law and my fiance about what it is like for me to have a serious allergic reaction for the first time, what it feels like, and the absolute horror I go through. That was definitely the hardest part of the conversation for me. By the way, the hardest part of getting full episodes with stories just like this, Dakota and Keon, my brothers in Christ, is going to Apple, Spotify, or the iHeart podcast apps and taking your fingers and typing OK Storytime. I know it's challenging, but on the other end of that is 2,000 episodes of our incredible show that you can listen to for eternity. 53 days, I'm sorry, it's eternity. It's actually eternity.
If you go about it the right way, you'll never run out. Everything, all this is great. Brother-in-law's a sweetie pie. Brother-in-law was already like, well, I don't want them to be mad at, me for not listening to them or like believing my ex-girlfriend or whatever. And it's like, look, we already know you're number one. She's number two. She's old news. You're what's hot. You're what's now. We want you to move in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I like it.
On to the last part of the story. Neither my fiance or I blame brother-in-law. The way I see it, he's a good guy who sees the best in people, and he was being manipulated by his ex. He is still more than welcome to stay with us, and with everything he told us about how he has been feeling lately, we are excited to have him stay with us and hopefully be able to help him out with everything that's going on. A lot more said and talked about, but I think these are the most important parts for the update. If I've forgotten anything, I'll add an edit here. Also, thank you to everyone who commented and helped me with my situation. Hopefully this is the last part, and it actually is, and we can go back to focusing on our wedding. Love it. You know what? All's well that ends well. We got crazy ex out of here.
We did.
We've got brother-in-law in the fold. He stood up. He took a stand. He's W good boy, and I'm happy.
Yes, and we are back to a staunchly anti-dairy household.
Get it out.
A dairy-free, or so help me. Like, or help me. There's dairy in the house. I can't breathe.